everyone's name will get dropped, and we'll be sending them to you guys.
Yep. And
So Leroy, I don't know this. Jesse has perused it.
he's glanced at him right. All right. And this is a fun one. This is from Jacob Goldner.
Yep.
G-U-L-D.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's his last
Jacob
okay.
Goldner, yeah.
Goldner. All right. He asks, who is each of our opinions the best music in each wrestling franchise? WWE, AEW, and stuff like that. So
Who has the best music?
who favorite intro music in the pros? Like your favorite in WWE right now?
You know,
Do you have one?
You know, I do, and it.
So it sounds like either in WWE or AEW. It sounds like.
It
right?
said in each wrestling franchise. So
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
So
So-
he's wondering.
so we'll go to
in
SmackDown.
WWE,
Okay. Yeah.
AEW,
In
and
okay,
if we want to do TNA.
WWE. Hey man, look, I'm just gonna be honest with you. It is hard not to love Bianca Belair's theme song. I'm sorry,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
that thing's a bop,
It is pretty good.
and I've danced to it live
Let's
on
be honest.
camera, so it's yeah.
What about
it's
you?
Something.
Yeah, one for AEW.
You know,
I was thinking we are doing all WWE and then we'll flip to AEW, or you want to do
yeah.
all of them?
For AEW, God, they skip over them so often. You never know who's got what.
Yeah, sometimes they do them so quickly.
Yeah, their audio. Well, they always have jump starts. That's kind of the
Yeah.
problem. I think Orange has really had some good ones, from the Pixies to.
I
this
do
and that.
love when they have him, like again when they have him with the Pixies again. It almost fits his character.
Well, that's what I'm
and it
saying.
works to a
Well,
T.
that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna go with the Pixies. Is it Where's My Mind?
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy, because again, sadly, because of the gimmick, it's the only song they let play out, because the gimmick is
Well, that's not fair because if you love Wild Thing, you get to hear the full fucking thing every time Shawn Moxley's on the
Charlie
show.
Sheen says I didn't do enough coke to come out to that song for that long.
I just like
and
it
by the
in
way,
movie.
it
That's
ain't gonna be.
Yeah.
By the way, it ain't gonna be Judas. Promise you that.
How about you got a favorite in TNA?
It's Joe Hendry, man. I mean come on, dude.
All right.
You don't watch AEW, so I'll have you pick WWE, your favorite in WWE, and your favorite
What
in TNA.
is Bianca's WWE?
Well, I'll do mine after you. I'll let you go first.
All right. WWE. No, it's not Bianca. I really love Io Sky.
That's pretty good.
I really when
There's
when
another gal.
you hear that, I'm just like, oh yeah.
There's another gal that if you knew what she was doing in Japan, she ain't mad about the booking either.
By the way, she's going back soon.
Why are all the Japanese talent in WWE supposed to be angry about their booking? I don't
There was
understand.
nothing for them to do.
No. The only one I hear, Daniel Bryant. I like him. in
Okay.
AEW.
That remix actually ain't that bad.
No, it's really not.
It's really not bad.
I've heard that a few times. TNA, it's a toss-up. I get two that I like.
Okay.
I
Big
love
Mama Pum, I'm guessing.
I love Joe Henry because he called his name,
Right.
and yeah, I like my girls.
So
Jordan Grace. I'm a fan of Jordan Grace.
since they're back, and
I will say this: Trick Williams was a very close second to me.
God, Trick has an amazing. Thank you to the NXT crowd
Oh yeah,
and Booker
yes.
T. Oh man, I mean, okay, so TNA actually for me it's still Moose.
And you know what?
as much as the Joe Henry theme bops,
Yeah,
that Moose theme is a bang.
it really is.
And see,
Moose.
I would like.
Moose.
Yes, that's a good one. I would like to know your New Japan any over there too. See, you got that.
shit.
So do your other.
Okay.
Do
Are they still
WWE
using Are they still using OG Bullet Club music when the guys come down?
which is still good.
Yeah.
But
But I have to throw that because you watch Japan wrestling more than we do.
oh
So
man,
you got a favorite.
I think I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I think my favorite right now is Shota.
Okay.
Shota Umuna. It's a rock thing, but it goes so fucking hard, and because he has the bike, it's crazy, dude. It's actually really their presentation is so much better than whatever AEW does of him.
Yeah, no.
It used to be Minoru, but he's not there anymore.
He's kind of a flunky in AEW.
Well, he just decided I'm gonna wrestle every fucking place I want to wrestle. AEW. So for me, it's between three. It's either Swerve,
it's a good one.
MJF,
Yeah.
but like I tell people, I love hearing fucking Will Ospreay's theme.
It is a good thing.
It's on my phone. I love it.
Yeah.
If I had to pick, it would probably be Swerve's. Watch me swerve when I drive. And plus, it gets white people to dance on television, which is just funny to me.
So yeah, I think Kathy,
It's funny. That
Kathy-
it's funny for most people.
Kathy's taking a nap, but I tell you know what her favorite is? Well, when she hears voices.
Okay, so WWE, it's
She-
tough.
She loves her Randy, but I think she
Kevin
loves him.
Owens, bop.
Kevin
Yeah.
Owens.
Randy Orton,
Yes.
bop.
Oh yeah.
I love Carmelo Hayes. Shit, that's probably one of the last good ones Def Rebel actually did. It's Shatter.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, especially if the Y6 are using it, it's Shatter. It's actually it might be my favorite wrestling theme period right now.
Yeah.
And that my favorite former used to actually be Kane's Slow Chemical.
Nice.
Dude,
Good one.
Dude, Finger 11.
That shit was so good.
The
to
thing
me.
to me is, I'm surprised they never tried to make that bigger. The band, I mean, because I mean, like,
yeah, because like it was in a movie, it was Kane's. They never really promoted it.
which is weird because like, that is one of the better songs Finger 11 has.
They were so high on Paralyzer, and I used to be so sad for them that it didn't work out.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they really wanted to be a pop
All
rock
right.
band.
So Slow Chemical though would have been a really
Fucking
interesting
great
thing for
song,
them to try to
yeah.
put out. Yeah.
All right, next question.
Yeah. Thank you, Jacob, for that one. All right. Now we have one from Brad Mitchell.
Yeah.
Does Triple H booking so far have any questionable moments?
Many.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Many.
Yeah,
I think
For one, you give me one and you give me
I've
one.
been thinking about this. I like where they've gotten, but I'm still going to question the length that it took. The Chad Gable thing to me was a little bit slower of a build than you needed to.
maybe so the length is one thing. Sometimes I'm like, not everything has to go 3 months, my brother.
Right? Yeah.
But
yeah.
but it almost feels nitpicky.
Yeah.
But my big one for him right now,
Well-
more than anything.
Well, the real big one for me was because I think you could have capitalized quicker. Was Cody having to go 2 WrestleManias?
Sure.
Even though Vince was a part of that, Triple H
Right.
still signed off on it.
and thank God Roman stepped in before The Rock fucked that up.
Yeah.
My big one probably for him, and maybe he finally figured it out, really was the pace of SmackDown for a while.
Yeah.
Because it used to feel very rushed.
Yeah.
This week was fucking perfection.
I felt like for a while there, mostly
because he finally figured out Raw.
Well, yeah, no, but I think what's the problem with SmackDown, because he inherited it, he was just trying to get to the bloodline, and the rest of the show kind of just
And I was gonna say, and it used to feel middling as fuck.
yeah.
But now it feels like a whole full show, which is great.
The also biggest question decision that I truly have, because Chad was the first one that came to mind, but I don't really know how you fix it. It's the draft. It's really just there because it's draft season.
True. Yeah.
They're just coinciding with the
You know
NFL
what? That
draft.
might be my number one.
And I think that's my number one because, like, but again, I also agree how in a business predicated on ratings and in a business where one night, how do you not give Chicago CM Punk?
right. Yeah, I
The draft is just odd to
the
me.
draft. I think almost every major podcaster and voice is almost on the same page now.
Yeah.
Triple H, it's okay to move this to YouTube if you want to.
Here's my number two.
Yeah.
Here's my number two. Money in the Bank.
Oh.
But only because I need to see what happens because you pointed this out when Triple H took the book over. This was already planned. This was already booked.
Right.
So this is supposedly the last Money in the Bank pay-per-view that was already pre-booked. What he does with it going forward in terms of who gets it will be interesting to me.
Yeah, last year's Money in the Bank was pre-booked.
Right. Yeah. So that's my number two, only because that's my future. You really got to reinvent this thing because it's been so watered down because it's an every year kind of thing.
Well, because I thought the big thing he did that was really positive so far is he took away the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. It was fucking stupid.
But now, fair warning, because people say that we don't criticize. Fair warning to Brad here. War Games is kind of becoming blood and guts. It's now expected.
But it just depends. Like, it being used for what will happen with the Bloodline will work.
Who are the other two people going to be for Roman's side?
that's going to be the fun of it, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be true. Yes.
The problem will be the women's side.
Yeah. Don't
They
really-
never really have only one time did they have a really
You know-
good story on the main roster for it.
Yeah.
So
But-
yeah,
do they need to have a women's side this year?
I personally don't think
They
so.
don't need
Here's
to.
the
But he'll do it. so-
here's the thing that I've always said why I didn't disagree but had issue with the way Naomi brought it up about the equal pay
Sure.
and time. What would War Games female look like if, like Jesse said, forget it just being at Survivor Series. Just pick a pay-per-view, but then build a 5-on-5.
right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What about now that you've brought it back, now that you've introduced it to a newer audience who never watched the original ones?
Right.
The first one was okay. The second one's really the one we all talk about.
Oh yeah.
But, like, what would War Games look like? Much like Hell in a Cell got taken back. What would War Games look like if we built it to a point where, like in NXT, when it first happened, we knew there were 10 dudes that were just beating the fuck out of each other every week. We knew the UE had issue with all these guys. We knew there had to be a comeuppance.
Right.
And a simple 10-man wouldn't, or 8-man is what
Right.
it
Right.
Yeah.
wasn't going to cut it.
Wouldn't suffice.
Exactly. So what if you built it to not just be Survivor Series War Games? What if we just went back to the days of the traditional 5-on-5s, and that's okay with it being that's expected every year because that's just how Survivor Series always worked.
I will play devil's advocate a little bit.
Okay.
The problem with doing the traditional Survivor Series match is something major has to be on the line.
I'm not denying we have to
You know
build
what I mean?
properly,
Right.
but I'm saying that nobody's going to find it because of nostalgia. No one's going to find it overstimulating every year if there's a 5-on-5. We just have to figure out what stories fit.
Because remember, it used to be Vince just did the fucking Battle of the Brands. Talk about another time where we're getting sick of Forbidden Door. For a while, I got sick of fucking Survivor Series because the
Yeah.
brand on brand shit just never mattered.
No.
But
No.
But
him using War Games has been a bit better.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's me being devil's advocate a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, great question about because there we go. We actually picked apart Triple H's booking a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah. People say we don't do that.
Right.
And the only one booking right now is just a recent booking is for AAA is with the Speed tournament on X. It's different, but did he do that to give Ricochet something because he didn't have anything else for him?
No,
Or
I
is
want to
it-
be fair to
No,
you. I
Ricochet-
don't know the fucking point of Speed right now either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of it's
Speed-
okay, but it's like
Speed.
I don't know.
Speed, in my
I don't know.
opinion, is somebody trying to take advantage of more viewership in the middle of a Wednesday.
Like
Yeah.
it feels very like main event on Facebook, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
yeah. So
That lasted like 2 weeks, by the way.
I just but hey, you know what? Twitter pays you to do it, so I guess you figured something out.
Hey man,
There you go.
Elon Musk will pay a lot of money for stupid shit.
I mean, their production is literally not paying for it. Next
All right.
question. Great question by Brad.
That is, thank you, Brad. All right, now we got Morris Wangchuk. I'm not sure his last name. WANCHUK. I'm not sure how to say his last name.
Wanchuk?
Yeah,
Wanchek?
Washayak?
I'm sorry if I got that wrong.
We're
Hey,
sorry.
Yeah.
You can get us back and let us
Yeah.
know what it is. He has old school question,
Okay.
which I love this.
Mhm.
Don Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
Was he better as the Magnificent Morocco or Don the Rock Morocco?
Ooh.
People forget about the Don Morocco days.
See, me, I liked him better as a Magnificent Morocco. I think he had better storylines and better competition back then. Did not really like
I just want to look up some of the feuds.
the
from
Rock
names.
Morocco. It didn't last that long, and that's probably maybe the reason.
That's
why.
probably one of the issues. Yeah.
Because when he was at Magnificent Morocco, he had a good run.
Yeah.
He had a run with Mr. Fuji for a little while too, stuff like with him, and it was great. But
Ooh, that's a
maybe
good
it was the
question.
wrong guy to have the Rock with his name.
Yeah. Let's see. Federation.
Good old school question. I love that.
I think I agree. I think Magnificent Don Morocco had the better run.
Yeah.
I mean, because he he was having a decent run as Don the Rock Morocco, but it unfortunately didn't last long, which was the problem.
Yeah, I think it was a wrong time.
Wrong
to do
time,
that.
yeah.
But remember, The Rock was only like a 1-year thing.
Right.
So.
So I was like, they tried it. It just didn't work for whatever reason. I think maybe people are just still looking at him as
And
the,
I
Mir-
think
the
people
Magnificent
remember,
Morocco.
and people
too
probably
much.
remember him.
Oh yeah.
More as the Magnificent Tom Morocco.
When I,
Well,
when I
what
saw
you also
this
got-
question too, I had to look it up real quick. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh yeah.
Well, but I mean, like when he was magnificent, you're also talking about the people that he worked with that were over at the time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're talking about, wasn't he also managed by the Grand Wizard during the Magnificent time?
Yes, he was Grand Wizard
Wizard's
with
a
him.
much better manager than people ever gave him credit for.
Oh, yeah, he was right.
I'm a big fan.
It was
of
very
Oh, yeah.
odd, but
Oh, yeah.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
Very odd.
Well, we had a lot of odd characters.
There
in
was
that
a lot
day.
of odd characters back then.
Hey man, it worked for Vince.
It just worked for a crowd back then. You could do that kind of shit.
It worked for me watching.
I was gonna say you could do a lot of shit back then that would work.
Oh yeah.
Like I told people, I think the internet really did kind of ruin pro wrestling.
It.
100%.
Yeah. A little bit, yes. Unfortunately, yes.
100%. But yeah, no, I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
The Rock thing was a very short-lived, and I think just Magnificent was a very.
Plus, wasn't that near the end of his career?
That was in '87 and '88.
Now, as far as the end of his career in WWE, he did some other stuff afterwards,
Yeah.
but
Right.
nothing WWE.
That was his way
stuff.
on out of WWF.
Because
Yeah.
I think he went to WCW for a couple years.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
So, all right. Yeah, great
Yeah.
question, man. I
Yeah,
had to think
no.
about that one.
Yeah, making me go back in the memory banks there.
All right.
Fuck.
And of course, Jay, is it Gillespie?
Gillespie.
Gillespie, you in
Hey,
here?
what up, Jay?
We love hearing from you. Comments, I love it. All right, he has a good one here. This will be our last one for this set.
Okay.
What was the biggest letdown of your favorite storyline in wrestling?
Ooh, shit.
And he's not going specific either.
Ooh,
Just
shit.
like in wrestling in general.
I got a couple of them.
Go ahead.
All right, go for it.
Okay. AEW, you take the first shot. The first Blood and Guts was dog shit. And I was into that story. But that match, especially like I get Chris Jericho had to be protected on the fall. Don't fucking shoot it. You didn't have to shoot at the ground. What? And another AEW one because actually the lead up to the match was good. Takasoki should have fucking left the seats and beat the dog shit out of Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega for the fucking exploding thing match.
Yes.
Fucking embarrassing his legacy. WWE. Fiend, Seth, Hell in a Cell was I think that was one of the first times I kind of wanted to just kill Vince myself. And then the other big WWE one would be the Reign of Terror. How the fuck did no one go to Triple H and not go, Booker needs to win this match at WrestleMania 19? Like, what? And I'll do a New Japan one for fun. Actually, it's not really fun, but it's something that needs to happen. But luckily Harold's out of there. Cody Rhodes was like the biggest fucking heel in the world after turning on Kenny Omega, and you don't even let him fight for the championship? Fuck you, dude. That's why they went and started their own company.
Yeah.
Because of decisions like that. But yeah, those are a few for me. You got any?
I just had to look up when this was. Sorry, Leroy,
What?
but this always gets in my mind because it's always used on like wrestling lowlights.
Oh yeah.
Hogan botching the fire spot against Ultimate Warrior.
Boy.
Yeah,
That
was
was
bad.
just terrible.
That was bad. Oh yeah.
Halloween Havoc in '98.
He was trying, but yeah, I just did not.
I mean, that was.
And then wonder why people didn't want to fucking watch anymore.
I mean,
I know.
Jesus.
yeah.
Love you, Jesus, but help these bookers.
People probably want me to go Montreal Screwjob, but I'm gonna be honest with you.
That actually worked out for everybody.
Not only did that work out, but
Yeah,
like
that did.
I kind of get where Vince was coming from at the time. I mean, Brett, despite being from a family that's all about business, wasn't willing to do business because of
he
where
hated
it was.
somebody so much. Yeah.
Yeah. The finger poke of doom, and I think we all were disappointed in how that came to us.
I mean, I could also mention the whole fucking Kevin Nash not getting fucking bloodied on fucking Thunder in '99 when the New Blood was supposed to be fighting the Rich whatever, and then the fucking blood missed by a whole foot.
Oh.
That's happened a few times.
Oh,
Of course.
now, nope.
Yeah.
Fucking beating Goldberg the
How
way
about-
they did.
All right. I just looked up some to try to jog my memory. This was pretty bad. I remember this being really bad. Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, a non-finish at Battleground.
Oh god, that was dog shit.
You remember that?
Yeah, I
one.
almost forgot about it. God, that was what a terrible decision.
Well, there you go. My AEW, and I just followed it online and stuff like that, and because it went too long, the second Devil segment, that it
really does rank up there with some of the stupidest things you've
It
ever
does.
seen.
It's top 3 easy.
if honestly, if they would have had it done in a shorter period of time, it could have been better,
the nigga injured himself, and they still try to stick to the same story.
and they could have.
Bro!
It just didn't work.
Listening to fans laugh out your segment is embarrassing.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry,
bad.
go ahead, continue. I didn't even want to mention that shit because it was so bad.
That because I don't follow much storyline, but that and then
Fucking
The fans want to forget about it.
the Orange Cassidy Mimosa incident was horrible too. I want
to me, that wasn't even the worst one. It was the fact that you built him. You actually found a way to build him up in the triple threat to win the title, and then he's the one who fucking gets pinned.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Pissed me off.
WWE, I'd say WWE right now. It's unfortunate. Is the Hurt Business. That it was a great group. They could have done more with that. They could have brought it back.
You ain't gonna hear nothing from me about
Yeah,
that.
it's
You know,
That's all
I don't-
disappointed by
It's-
that shit.
This is not
mean,
me. This is not me defending. I don't think it was a racial thing. I just think it was 4 guys that no one knew what to do with.
Ain't no one knew what to do.
Now
with.
that's on them. That's on them.
Yeah.
I'm
No, no,
blaming
no, no,
WWE
no,
for
it's,
this.
it's not that no one knew what to do with them. It's that fucking Vince Bruce Pritchard in that walking piece of cigarette, formerly known as John Laurinaitis, apparently didn't know how to fucking book an all-black main event group.
Maybe.
What if you just treated them like they were white?
Or maybe you should have looked at them like they were Evolution, and all of a sudden it would have came clear to you. Because that's what they were.
Yeah,
The same formula.
Triple H. If they would happen closer when Triple H was going,
They would have been fine.
that probably would have worked.
Now, I know MVP's gone off a little bit about Triple H just didn't do it, and he had the opportunity to. But
He's also been a little pissed about the black wrestler. And here's the thing. I've always said wrestlers can feel a certain way, but sometimes you might feel a certain way, but that's not what it actually is. Because I just saw Carmelo Hayes pin Randy Orton on TV. Jay Uso just won.
Shelton couldn't talk. What did you want me to do? I can't have that guy cutting a promo
I mean,
every
he
week.
was a half and half promo.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but Jesse.
Cedric was untapped potential, really?
No. I'm talking about people saying Shelton never got pushed to the top. I'm like, you got to be able to talk.
Oh, by the way, in his beginning career when they had him beat Triple H, he couldn't talk for shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was the problem. He couldn't talk.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he was relatable,
It's
which
not
is
like-
why people gravitated
It's not like
towards him.
Triple H didn't want to put over Shelton.
He literally took the L, which was shocking to all of us.
And now we've come to the end of our topic. What is the most disappointing Booker T should have beat Triple H?
All right, there we go.
I just,
I
All right.
no one can ever give me an excuse why.
With all the losses that Triple H had at WrestleMania, that should be in the loss column.
All right. I'll definitely have to clip this out, but I do want to say again, thank you. Thank you, Jay, Morris, Jacob, Brad, for the questions. We still got a few more. We will do more at a different time. and I'll post another one. If you have any more questions, please put them up there.
Keep posting your questions. We
We'd
want to continue
love
to do this.
Oh yeah, it'd be great.
And now